Hey everyone, Danny here. Thank you very much for joining another CloudTask Marketplace Accelerator session. Let me share screens briefly so we could get into it. Check out and see what is needed to get your profile activated and what is needed to get a top rated badge and what does that top rated badge enable you to do. I'm also going to share a good success story of a candidate that created a profile, got an interview within 3 days, and got hired for that first opportunity in that interview. So again, a great success story to share, and then we'll have a Q&A session at the end. If you guys have any questions, feel free to jot them down right now, type them in, and yeah, let's get started. So let me share screens. All right, make sure my computer sound's working. All right, so Natalia has a title, Executive Assistant, Administrative Management Specialist with 5+ years of experience. All right, that looks better than traditionally what I've seen when people just place SDR, right? So definitely adding a good title, impacting title is going to help you get activated. Professional picture. So make sure that you guys have a professional picture. If you're traveling, if you're out and about, the beach would not be the best scenario or background for a professional picture. A graduation or family gathering probably wouldn't be the best just because we don't know who it is that's looking to get hired, right? So make sure that you guys have a professional picture. Your headline, your title is impacting. It's not just your job role. Now, your work experience. This is the other requirement needed in order to get activated. So adding your work experience and then adding a caption, guys, is really what sets you apart. So nowadays you can use AI to refine what you really want to say, but as long as you're being specific, you're mentioning the tools that you've used in that role efficiently, the type of outcomes that you have achieved, let it be in customer success with any troubleshooting, any onboarding demo calls you've done for the month, for the year, for the quarter, how much revenue have you generated, how many appointments have you booked. So again, this would be the best option for you when adding your work experience. Give it some love. Make sure that you're being very specific. So another good example, right? Now, we've gone through a professional picture, an impacting title, your written work experience, right? And then finally, your video. You need a video in order to be activated in the marketplace. If you mention in the video your last name, if you mention your cell phone number, your email address, it won't be valid, right? You'll have to retake the video. Reason for that, contact information is shared once an offer is made, right? So keep that in mind. Let's check out this quick video, get some positives and some areas of opportunity.
Hi, my name is Natalia, and I could be your next executive assistant. Just to give you a short introduction about myself, I'm a designer, graduated from the University of Palermo in Buenos Aires, and I specialize on administrative support and operations. I have more than 5 years of experience handling clients.
So quick pause. So the video is 46 seconds. So kudos to that. She's dressed professionally. The video would have been a lot better if it would have been horizontal instead of vertical, right? Keep that in mind for future references. Secondly, I am under the impression she has a few of her notes at some point, but it still feels natural. When making these video, guys, make sure you get a script going, but you don't read word for word, you rehearse it, and then you're able to come across a lot more naturally, right? But as of now, the only area of opportunity I'd say is vertical. The video should be horizontal instead of vertical, right? Less reading will always be best because you'll look a lot more natural and confident. But she's being specific. I heard operations. She's mentioning where she's worked, how many years. So far, so good. And 46 seconds. Seems like she was able to be pretty clear and concise.
Leads and different platforms as Excel or KPI platforms. Also, I consider myself a highly organized.
Okay, area of opportunity here. I don't know if KPI platform is a specific platform or if it was just a general statement. Be specific, guys, right? So, hey, I've used tools and platforms efficiently like HubSpot, Salesforce, Apollo.io, Clay, all of these other tools, right? So mention the actual name of the tools. And again, if you can mention a success story, any type of metric with numbers, revenue generated, tickets resolved, teams managed, that's always going to look a lot better. Let's continue.
Person, and I think through my career as a designer, that gave me creativity to go with all the information that I have to go through. Specialize more in administrative support. So I think I could be a good fit for you guys, and it will be a great opportunity for me as well. Thank you for having my profile in mind.
All right, great. So it was a good profile, right? A good video. She has all of her other T's dotted, right? So we have our work experience. She's gone above and beyond and placed quite a bit of information there. Fit and value. She's mentioned the industries worked in. Great. Details. Senior executive. She speaks English and Spanish. Now, top rated. What do you need in order to be top rated? So 3+ years in the roles you've had, your English level B2 is the bare minimum, meaning B2, C1, and C2s get you towards that top rated, right? And then as well, your video, is it hitting all the check marks? If so, you're getting that top rated badge. The top rated badge allows you to apply directly for the roles. If you don't have a top rated badge, you can't proactively go ahead and check out a job post, right? And come here. Let's go through that motion right now. If you are unsure, if you've been activated in the marketplace, you could actually come in here. My name's Danny, aka Daniel. That's the real name. But let's see. So this is where you would come and find out 31 Daniels. Let's check it out. So this is where you would be able to check it out. Now, if you wanted to look at what job posts are active in the marketplace, you would go under buyers, right? And slowly but surely, let's go back to sellers and then go back to buyers. Oh, okay, got it. I got to take off Daniel at the top. All right, there we go. So under buyers, there's going to be two options. You're going to hit job post, right? And these are the active job posts that we have. So if you have a top rated badge, you'll be able to come in here and hit apply, right? Hit apply. If you don't have a top rated badge, clicked on the one. But yeah, if you click on it, you will be able to see the apply button. If you don't, you'll have to hit here and copy the link and share it with the CloudTask team and let us know, hey, Danny, love for you guys to help me out, get in front of this company. I really have all the experience needed, some of the experience. I know how to use these tools. So it's more of a proactive approach on your end. When you're able to hit apply, you guys should always strive to becoming that top rated or getting that top rated badge. I'm sorry. If you don't have a top rated badge and you are, almost 100% certain that that is a mistake, please reach out to me. It could be a mistake and we can just review it. We can just review how your profile is looking, and that's it. So moving on, we've covered what does a profile need in order to be activated, right? What does a profile need in order to be top rated? Now, I'd like to go more into detail on the video aspect, right? Because honestly, guys, the video is what sets you apart from a CV, from traditional, hiring processes where there's there's just a CV there where you gotta have to go through that experience, go through 500 of those, 150, whatever number it is. So what's really setting the marketplace apart and you, right, essentially is the video. So the video, you see, I went ahead and got my shirt a little ironed. I went above and beyond, wanted to get on this call with a nice shirt. This is what our mindset should be when we're going to interviews, when we're making video introductions, because we are judged, right? And the whole saying about don't judge a book by its cover, bit cliche, just because on a personal level, business level, it is happening. So let's start off on the right foot. So when doing these videos, make sure that you have a quiet space. My son is right over here. He's in his school right now, right? He's doing digital school. So again, he's aware that right now I'm on this call. If you're going to do a video and you're doing it at night, just because that's the only time you're going to have some, some alone time, it's best to get the lights on, right? So you got to play around with what you got. But long story short, let's make sure we're dressing to impress. Make sure that the place where you're making the video is only setting you up for success, and it's not helping others judge you in the wrong way, right? So dress to impress, and let's make sure we have the right background in place moving forward. So what we're actually sharing on the video, guys, we're not getting to the specific outcomes, the specific tools, the specific industries that you guys have been working on. So I'm looking at these videos every day, so is the team. And one of the things that really stands out is when someone can go in high level and say, hey, this is Danny. I've been in the industry for over 10 years. I've worked in sales, marketing, management. I've been able to work in industries such as healthcare, real estate, software, technology, cybersecurity, just to name a few. I'm truly, technology agnostic. I've used technology such as XYZ. And, one of my biggest success stories, I was able to lead a team of 25 individuals. It was all under sales campaigns. And we were able to keep our, client portfolio for over 2 years. Check out my profile and let's book an interview. So being able to do that quickly and hitting some good outcomes, KPIs, some numbers, percentages is always going to help you out. So again, on that video, ideally, it should be a minute, 2 minutes tops. Whatever you're saying after 2 minutes is probably not going to be looked at. Typically, hiring companies are watching the first 30 seconds to about a minute and a half, and making a decision based off of that and your work experience, right? And obviously, your monthly base. So we'll get into that in a second. Right? Don't want to go all over the place, but obviously that has a big thing to do with your profile and how impacting and competitive it is in today's world, right? So far on your video intro, guys, we need to dress to impress. We need to choose a good setting, a good background for the video intros. And then we need to be very specific towards the industries, the tools, success metrics, outcomes, anything that has to do with numbers and timelines, right? So that's what the video is truly something to give them a taste, let you know, obviously, how good my English level is, what type of business acumen, I currently have. And is this someone that I believe that within 15, 20 minutes, I can understand if they're a fit or not. And that's it. Moving on. So when you get onto these call, guys, now, it's time to prepare for those interviews, right? So I'm going to share screens in a second of a good best practice interview. We have an individual, Axel. He created a profile. I believe it was about 6 days or 5 days later. He had his interview. On that same interview, he moved forward to the final interview, right? And he got an offer. So long story short, it's a great best practice video that I'd like to share with you guys so you can have the right mentality before an interview. And even if you guys have done tons of interviews in the past, that's great. We have to diagnose the ones we didn't get the job for, right? And let's check that out. So while I'm sharing screens, one of the main things that we need to do when getting on these interviews and, getting into that mindset of interviews, is, am I researching enough about the company that I feel comfortable, right? So I need to feel comfortable about the company. I need to understand what it is they do, but I don't need to become some type of subject matter expert. I need to do enough that if they ask me on the interview, hey, Danny, thank you so much for joining. What do you love about the company? What did you really like about us? Do you know what we do? Any of these variations of questions are literally asking you, so did you do your research? So if you're able to say, yeah, you guys are a software company. Okay. All right. Shows your effort. Now, if you're able to do something like, potentially what Axel does, it'll always be a plus. So Yes, you should research a company, check out their products and services, see if they have a chat tool at the bottom. And again, it depends on the role you're looking for, but all these things you're doing is research, right? So make sure that you guys are doing your research. You're preparing for those interviews. How you have an intro about yourself, an elevator pitch, right? Hey, Danny, tell me a little bit about yourself. You have a minute to let him know in a clear, concise way, without rambling all over the place, what you've done in your most relevant roles most recently, right? And you need to do that so you don't get shut down with a bunch of, hardcore questions, right? Walk me through your process right now. So, okay, so you had success in your previous company. All right. Why did you quit? Why are you no longer there? Oh, because of XYZ. So if that happens with us, I can expect for you to quit as well, right? So instead of getting down that path, if you have a good elevator pitch, it's only going to be great. And then finally, have a good, one or two impacting questions. Not when do I start? Not how many vacation days do I have? What is the company culture? Those are questions, but they're not impacting questions. So let's get into the video. Check out what Axel has to say. And again, quick thing here, 26 seconds, and Axel's on the call before the client. This is always going to be great, right? If you're on there before, that's always going to be a positive. So yeah, let's check it out. I think we don't understand how powerful it is to be there before the individual that's going to actually interview you. And yeah, let's see. I think it's at the 2.5 minute mark. Come on. There we go. All right. Yeah. 2 minutes, 27, 28.
Hey, Dave.
Hello. Hey, are you Axel?
Yeah, I am. How are you?
I'm doing very well. How are you?
I'm happy to hear that. I'm doing excellent. Thanks for asking.
You got it. Well, this is the first interview that I have done with CloudTask. How long have you been working with CloudTask?
Well, I think we're on the same page because this is the first interview I do with CloudTask myself.
Okay. All right. Very good. Did you get the chance to take a look at our company and learn a little bit about who we are?
Yes. I see that you guys have different order items and you personalize those items for people based on like celebrities and influencers and things like that. Am I correct?
Yeah, that's correct. That's correct. Whereabouts?
All right. So quick, concise, and I don't know if you can tell, or I am under the impression that Axel has another screen and he has the company website open, and that's not bad. That's brownie points, right? That's great. So he checked it out. He mentions what he saw, and then guess what? He asked, is that correct? That just shows confidence, 1 point there. And then secondly, it's getting Dave engaged now with him. All right, so moving forward. Oh, come on.
If you don't mind me asking, whereabouts in the world are you?
Yes, of course. I'm in Medellin, Colombia at the moment.
Oh, in Colombia. Okay. All right. Very good. All right. What's the time zone difference there? I'm on Pacific,
well, right
so it's 1:30 in the afternoon here.
Got you. Right now it's 4:30 here.
Got it. Okay. So Eastern time. All right. Excellent. Well, very good. Yeah, if you don't mind, Axel, I'd love to learn just a little bit more about your background with customer support and then any other skills that you have. And then I'll be happy to share with you just a little bit more about Streamly and what we're doing, who we are.
So this is the elevator pitch moment, right? This is him asking, hey, love to learn a little bit more about yourself. He's leaving it open-ended for you to be able to hit all the points. And based off of that, they're going to now ask you some deeper questions. If you are able to be specific and express yourself without rambling all over the place, you're not going to get those cutthroat questions, typically.
That'd be great.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I have over 7 years of customer service experience. I've worked in different cities here in Colombia and in different types of environments. I've worked in BPOs for the most part, but regarding different kinds of products. So I've worked in the medicine industry for insurance. I've also worked for life insurance as well. So scheduling appointments for the people that would actually give the insurance quotes to people in the US. I also worked as a broker for a transportation company. So what I would do is I would coordinate the transportation services. So I would have to speak with the actual truckers and the dispatchers.
Yeah.
And in addition to that, come up with and agreeing price that we could all benefit from. So I've done that as well. In addition to that, I've worked for mobile accounts several years. I worked for AT&T in different companies, and I've also worked for Fitbit. I don't know if maybe you've heard of Fitbit. It's those activity trackers. So I worked for them for several years, actually, in customer service and also as an English trainer, because I'm an English teacher. So in that company, I also worked with the agents in terms of helping them develop their English skills so that they could provide better customer service. And in addition to the English skills, I also worked with them on soft skills so that they could provide a better and more long-lasting, more successful and long-lasting experience with the customer, but also so that they could personalize their interaction a little bit more.
That's great. That's really great. Okay, so I'll tell you a little bit.
So now he's going into, let me tell you a little bit more about Streamly. So that's a plus. Reason for that is because what he got from Axel was enough for him to basically validate and feel more comfortable with, you know what, you're going to level 2. Now I'm going to share a little bit more about Streamly. I think he did a really good job expressing himself within that minute and minute 30 seconds. Again, specific on the industry, the type of his ICP, what type of customers or what type of sellers that he was dealing with, right? Was it a vendor situation and campaign? So it was with patients. Okay, he's dabbled with healthcare. Very well done. So now Streamly is explained. That's obviously always a good sign on an interview. Let's move forward.
Also being able to navigate, if you have, like, right now, I don't know if you've heard of a video game called Baldur's Gate.
1 second. I want to go here.
Yeah, makes total sense. I definitely think, in my personal opinion, if I was to request this kind of service, that would be the thing that I would most want to, like, for people to at least have an answer for me whenever I have a question or a doubt or wonder why.
Yes.
You know, so I would be doing a lot of that, like trying to infer what I would expect of a customer service representative, so that I could go the extra mile and be more like, now I'm actually working independently, so I have full availability.
Okay.
I started looking for new opportunities because of the fact that I just turned 1 year of working independently. And so this was a goal for me in my life, because I took this year as kind of like a sabbatical. I wanted a little bit more time for myself. So I
going towards his questions at the end. Let me just go towards that.
And I'm good friends with one of the in this position.
I would say probably this week. Great. Okay, excellent. Do you have any questions for me?
Maybe how soon would you be looking for someone to start in this position?
I would say probably this week.
That would be great. Okay. Apart from that, I don't really have any questions in this moment. I will later on, once we get into the system and all that stuff, of course. But for now, I think I definitely have the gist of what it would take, to be a good customer service representative in this role.
Okay. Can I give you my email address?
All right. And then finally, so question did come up at the end, wasn't as impactful as we mentioned before, but what it did share was someone that can, I don't need to share screens anymore. Someone that can actually, think and be curious about the next steps. So what I don't see a lot of you guys doing is, hey, Dave, thank you so much for the opportunity. Dave, real quick, I am under other, interview processes. I'm trying to, choose my best option by next week, Friday, by Monday, by Wednesday. Seeing, that we had a good conversation, is there any next step that I can expect? Is there any type of assignment or assessment that you'd like to send over, right? So that confidence or those next steps shows that, hey, if this is how this person's working to get a job, he's probably going to work this way, either for my customer success team, my sales team, my marketing team, right? So just letting you guys know that. So that was a successful interview. Axel got the job. He's still working there. I think he's been there for about 10 months, almost getting to the year. So again, a successful call. So prepping for those interviews really is what's helping you guys set apart. So activation of your profiles is what we discussed. getting a top rated badge. What is a top rated badge? What does that enable you to do? And once again, it allows you to apply directly, right? What do you need to do to prepare for an interview? Actual shared in real time, what he did, how he, dressed to impress, how he blurred out the back, even though, he's a musician. I saw the guitar in the back. I would have shown that. But again, maybe he said, hey, I got some dirty laundry in the back. My closet door is open. Who knows? But he played around with his background and, landed the interview, therefore landed the job. Mateo, I'm not sure if we have some questions that the group has been sending over. If not, this would be the QA session, guys, for you guys to ask anything.
Hey, how's it going, guys? This is Matt, the Chief Marketing Officer right here at CloudTask. We have one specific question from Mauro Esparza, but it's not really towards how you could accelerate your process as a candidate within the marketplace. Is basically, this one is any advice for the one switching from candidate to agency?
100%. So candidate, and we actually have candidates that have already created their agency profile in the marketplace, right? Because you have that opportunity. So one of the main things that I would say, Mauro, and then again, to anyone else that's thinking about the transition, is be specific, just like I've mentioned on the titles, just because agencies, what I've noticed is when they're trying to service everyone, they're not specialized or they're not niche. And just because you've had success with different industries, when now transitioning from a person to an organization where you're probably going to use tools, AI, other individuals, human beings, one of the main things that they're going to be looking at is what niche or what industry sectors have you worked in the past and what type of success have you had. So be specific, be specialized, have a niche, and get ready with those testimonials, right? Because one thing is a hiring company hiring me as an individual, saying that Danny was a great SDR manager, sales executive. Another thing is an organization mentioning me as a consultant or as a business itself, a service provider. I need to grab that testimonial and get some graphics going on, right? I need to make sure that that testimonial is looking very professional. I don't think I need to mention the website, right? If you don't have a website, guys, it's not the moment to transition, right? So I have close friends that are on that path as well, but they're like, hey, Danny, I'd love to, create my profile in the marketplace as an agency. Show me that website. Let me give you some feedback, some honest feedback. I'm not going to charge you. I just want to let you know what a friend is seeing and what you could do to improve. I don't have a website yet. You need that, right? So I think those three things, and again, feel free to jot some more specific questions, Mauro, if you have some, but I would say those three things would definitely help you as a candidate. Make sure that you are already thinking of what sector, where are you going to be niched in? Make sure you're getting those testimonials. Make sure you're able to acquire as many testimonials that are coming in, right? And yeah.
All right, Danny, and why don't we take a step back and remind all the remote candidates what you mentioned at the beginning. That was, I remember it was a professional, catchy title. It will be a good background in your video. Let's go that step by step to do like a quick summary of what you as a remote candidate need in order to become a top rated profile and be considered more for these remote job roles.
Perfect. Let's do it. Let me share screens because I'm pretty sure everyone is visual as well. I'll keep speaking, of course, but let's get into the actual platform. So activation, again, to top rated. The bar to be activated is not as high in order to get that top rated badge. So if we put relevance here, I believe if I take this off, you know what? No, I'll just scroll down. So yeah, look, we already have a few people that don't have the top rated badge. And again, you might or should have it, but because of human error, you might not have it. Reach out to me, reach to Matt, reach to someone from the CloudTask team, and we'll go and check it out. So Salvador to Shauna. Right away, business development manager, what I was mentioning before, to ambitious results-driven business development manager with 4+ years of experience driving revenue growth and expanding market share. That already 100%. Looks way more professional, and I am more inclined, as Danny Agadello, everyone's different, to click here and check out the rest. Let's see. So this is what you guys have to think about. Just like you don't open an email if the subject line is completely off or it's not speaking your language, same thing with the title. If the title is something blah, someone's not going to click on you, and they're most likely going to click on this one. Now, what also comes into play? Monthly price, monthly price, monthly price. So we'll check that out in a second. But the title, guys, it should be more of a positioning statement, mission statement, anything else besides your role. Because guess what? They're going to see the role right here on work experience, right here.
Or on details as well. Like what are you applying for?
Exactly.
Yeah, 100%.
Details right here, right? So that title, guys, it should be something impacting. Now, I'm going to share screens on our admin section just so you know where you can find it. But yes, you can actually see the admin section here. Let me go here. So if I mirror, let's say, Evelyn's profile, and if so, I'm doing what you guys would do if you were just to merely log in, right? But since this is Evelyn's profile, I'm on the admin section. Don't want to confuse anyone. So now that I'm logged in, all right, now that I'm logged in, where it says view, get away, Harriet, view, edit and view your profile page. This is where I would come and click on, right? And now where it says profile title, you can hover over this and it's going to say, write a concise keyword rich profile heading like number of years of industry's experience using software as a role. Example, 2 years of pharmaceutical manufacturing experience using Salesforce and ChatGPT as a sales development representative. So we're already, helping you guys, formulate a good title. Doesn't mean we got to lie, right? You're not going to put literally what we had right there. But the idea is you should put your years of experience, your industries, and what technology you use. That's going to look a lot better. All right. So that's the title piece. Anything there, Theo, you think I should speak about?
No, I think that was great. I just wanted to mention something from the video side that I was not applying myself. As you can see, I don't have the best lighting from my front, so I needed a little boost so you guys can see me a little bit better, right? So when you're gonna present your video, have a good background, a good lighting. Remember, dress to impress. Follow Danny's advice. Look at him. He has a collared shirt. I'm wearing and representing CloudTask as well, but you know that you're applying for job roles and you're trying to give the best impression from a professional standpoint as well as from a how you look, right? So yeah, that's basically it from a video standpoint as well. Am I missing anything,
No,
Danny?
to chime in on that, Theo went into Shauna's profile. So again, now I see where, why she hasn't gotten the top rated badge, right? So the video, it is good. She is in frame, right? She is in frame because, as I've mentioned, if you're all up in here, you don't really get an opportunity really to express a little bit more about what it is you're stating. You don't show off your nice shirt. You're kind of just up there, and you see Danny's pimple. So again, the idea is to be in frame, right? Be in frame. Shauna is in frame. She's got a nice sweater on. It's good. Quality of the video is not that good. And with what Dale was saying about the lighting, right? So the lighting is actually not helping. It's blurring a lot more. We need to be conscious about that. Dale, would you mention anything about the video?
100%. Look, I have in my back, I have like the key light or the main source of light that I have right now, it's on my back, right? So I have to balance that out. That's why I needed a light in front of me, so you could see the details of my facial expressions and how I move my hands and everything that Danny was mentioning, right? So on her example, her main source of light was on the top right, like on her back top right corner, right? And on her face, you can't actually see, the reflection on the top right corner of her head is a lot more than her actual face. So yeah, remember to have a good light. If you don't have a light, just put your cell phone in front of you. That's what I'm doing right now. Just turn your flashlight on, boom, put it in front of you, and try to fill that light a little bit more. Just be conscious of where the main source of light that where you're recording your video is coming from, right? And besides that, I have another question from Mauro Esparza. Danny, that it's, can we publish testimonial videos on our landing as a candidate as well?
Good question. So we don't have enabled multiple videos yet. We do have attachments, right? That you could get a form of either a screenshot, but obviously the nicer, the more visual, the better graphics, it's going to look better. But this is coming soon, Mauro, where we are going to have that where, because what I'm basically getting from the question is there a way that other companies can say how great I did, right? So the answer is yes. We are going to have that enabled soon. The way it's going to look is still soon to come. But again, what usually happens here is either you're a candidate that has not landed an interview, so you want to showcase what great achievements you've done, so that's why this makes sense, or you're a candidate already on interviews, and now people are asking you for a work reference, because that's happening slowly but surely. I'm seeing that some of these higher paying roles, companies are asking for a little bit more of a work reference, right? Hey, you were successful in your previous role. Let me talk to your, previous manager. I'd love to corroborate this story, right? So just be aware of that. But as of now, publishing a video additional to your intro video is no, but there is going to be a way for you guys to be able to get that kind of G2 crowd, Airbnb, Uber rating, right? How well did I do? I got 5 stars. I got 4 stars. Crap, I got 3 stars. As of now, it's more on that top rated badge and that top rated plus badge. And that's it. Oh, real quick, top rated and then top rated plus. The differentiator there is now that the bar is a lot higher. So if you have 5 years plus and you are a C1, literally almost a C2 native, you're getting on that top rated, right? So basically, if you check off everything for a top rated badge, you're going to, you have a B2 English level, right? The range is a little bit broader. Your experience, you could be between that 3 years experience. If you're entry level guys, you got 12 months under your belt, you got a year and a half. I'm not saying no for sure, because we're not that totalitarian type of company, right? Like if your English level is great, you got a year and a half, 2 years of SDR, customer service, any of those roles that fall into our marketplace, and you filled out your profile to a great extent, you're going to get the badge, right? So don't think it's just like, oh crap, so like I literally need this or X. Now understand this, the higher your English level, the more experience you have and the more competitive your salary is, the quicker you're going to get an interview and a job, right? So only you know how much it is that you can truly work with. But as you can see on my sorry about that. Let me share another screen. So as you can see on my screen in a second, once it pops up, you're able to actually now put a range. So for those of you that have been, that wasn't the screen I wanted, apologize. For those of you that have been asking, hey, Danny, I don't want companies just to see, one price point. I'd like for them to see everything, right? So that is already in place. You guys can check that out as we speak. Just going over here to Evelyn again as my example, going to dashboard. Didn't really need to go to dashboard, but hey, we're going through it. So go back to edit and view your profile page. And then now you can either leave it enabled or disabled, right? So disabled would be, I'm just putting 1700, meaning the system is displaying 2000. Because as everyone is aware, CloudTask keeps 15% off of the base for the first year. After a year, it gets dropped down to 10%. So with that being said, the system by default is placing your net 15% higher. So that is displayed. Again, when you get into the interview, guys, this is when the negotiation occurs. Quick little tidbit. Don't try negotiating on the first interview. If they you. So Evelyn, what are you looking to make on a full-time SDR, operations manager, sales manager role? Be ready with an answer, right? Be prepared, but don't use your genie, one wish, two wish, impacting question at the end. Hey, you got any questions for me? Yeah, and that's not the moment. Hey, so how much are you willing to pay for a monthly base? What's your commission structure look like? Commission structure, if you're looking for a sales role, I get it. I see the spice behind it, but be prepared for the question. Don't come out with it. Use a better impacting question. And then on your second interview, when you're actually considered or they actually want you on that second interview, that is definitely a better moment for you to use that, negotiation phase, right? So with that being said, that's where you guys can move that around. You now can click on here to enable both of them. So if I have 1700 and I want my take home to be minimum 2500, because I have experience as a sales manager, so I'm willing to do SDR work, but I also have experience that's within the tier of a manager or an account executive. I want that to be shown. So now, as you can see, it's 1700 to 2500. Oh, wait a second. Let's refresh it. If not, hey, we live in the world of technology. I'll bring this up to the team. So it should be displaying obviously higher, because if the take home is 1700 to 2500, it should be 2000 and it should be 3050. So I'll get on this. But this is where you guys can enable that. It literally was turned on yesterday or this morning. So go in there, start playing around with it. And hopefully by the end of this day, the team will already have that working how it should. So guys, the tidbits on the preparation for the interviews. So we already said about research. That's definitely, one of the key things we need to do, research, but don't overwhelm yourself with thinking, I need to become a subject matter expert, right? No need to have that under your belt. The elevator pitch is a must. The impacting question, yes, it's a must. The call to action at the end, I would recommend, if you are in other interview processes, if you really like the opportunity, let them know, hey, I'm currently in other interview processes. So they're aware, because sometimes they're not aware and they think that they're going to be able to give you an answer within a week, 2 weeks, a few more days. So be aware about that, guys. Be cautious about that. And then on these questions, I'd like to emphasize more on the impacting questions. The questions shouldn't be asked just because, oh, Danny, or I saw somewhere where it says that, I should ask a question. You should ask a question that is preparing your second statement or your follow-up statement to that question. What do I mean by that? If you are looking to be hired as an SDR, right? And I did some research on CloudTask. I noticed CloudTask doesn't have a chat tool, for instance. I can use that as leverage to say something like, hey, Mateo, and out of curiosity, why aren't you guys, using the chat tool or any type of chat tool? Just because in my previous role, we definitely saw a great conversion to that. Is there any specific reason? And then just shut up for a second, listen to that. And then based off of that, you can give a diagnosis, an analysis, a recommendation, and it's already like, oh, you actually use this question to throw yourself an alley-oop to be able to showcase your expertise, to showcase, your curiosity.
Experience what you already know, and what it's relevant to the job role that you're actually applying for. So if you say, hey, you don't have a chat tool on your website, hey guys, maybe you could throw some stats from your previous company right there. Hey guys, we had a chat tool on our website and it served as a lead generation tool for X amount of deals, for example. So maybe we could actually use this for this company as well, but we could talk about it later and then elaborate on a next call.
100%. The tools, right? What I'm looking for a manager role. What type of project management tools? What type of manager tools? Letting them know, right? You're alley-ooping yourself to be able to say, yeah, because I've used Asana, I've used Trello, Monday, and I like them all. As of now, Asana is probably my preference. What are you guys currently using, right? Again, showing that curiosity and being able to say, hey, I've used those tools in the past without you even having to ask me what type of tools, right? So it's an opportunity to show curiosity, experience, and if there was something you wanted to say without making it seem like you're boasting about yourself, that's the opportunity, right? Like, oh man, interviewer, I wish you would have asked this because I was ready with this. So now the way you need to ask the question allows you to still answer that. But cool. That's it. I think we hit those things. Research, but don't overwhelm yourself. You don't have to become a subject matter expert. Make sure you have a clear elevator pitch about yourself when they ask you, hey, I saw your work experience. Tell me a little bit about yourself. 3, have impacting questions, not just any questions. Just don't ask a question just to ask a question, right? So have those impacting questions ready, but more importantly, be ready to what you should say after those questions, right? That's really where the experience and the seniority kind of sets you guys apart on these interviews. And then finally, recommendation. If you are truly interviewing with other companies, let it be known. No one is a mind reader. Let them know, I really like what you guys do at CloudTask. I'm liking what you guys do at XYZ. I'm currently in other interview processes. I'd like to make my best decision by Friday. It's Wednesday. Is it safe to say that, I'll expect another meeting by Friday morning? Oh shit. Oh, let me move. Let me get it moving and let me speak with my team or let me make some decisions. So yeah, I would say those key points will definitely help you guys on those interview phases. And we can have other sessions revolving more around when's the best time for a negotiation. What do you typically mention instead of saying XYZ? That's it.
Perfect, Danny. I want to thank Maura Sparza for being so collaborative in with the questions as well, and wanting to know a little bit about how to or what type of recommendations would you give them turning from a candidate to an agency. Also to David Lopez, he was also throughout the whole live watching, and he just said thanks, Danny and Matt, super thorough. And all the guys in the team, Dave Manjura, that is actually bringing the deals in and helping us promote and being a public figure right there on LinkedIn, and our leader Amir Ryder as well, for being and supporting so much all these lives and helping all these candidates get hired. Guys, we'll see you guys next Wednesday at the same time, right, Danny?
Same time, 10 a.m. Central Time. All right.
That'll be great. See you guys on the next one. Danny, thank you for all these recommendations. And don't hesitate to reach out to me or Danny or anyone on the team to help you guys stand out on the CloudTask Marketplace.
Let's do it. Good things coming, guys. Have a good one.
All right.